for that behavior, just if you think about it generally.
Yeah.
The mentality behind NWA and where it's come from.
The history.
Yeah.
As we talked about earlier on the show. But it also worries me that a company that's just starting to build itself up and is really trying its damnedest to be relevant is literally halting. I mean, I guess at any time during the COVID's the best place to halt all production anyways, but I mean, this is going to be difficult for NWA as a company to get through.
Yeah. They're definitely fairly young in this new iteration, and yeah, we thought getting through COVID was hard. This is going to be a whole other battle.
At the same time, literally.
Yeah. Well, it gets lighter, I guess.
You can say that.
I'm glad I got this one.
I'm glad you got this one too, Loke.
Indie wrestler Phil Early made several accusations against Jim Cornette and his wife Stacy Sin.
Motherfucker!
Going back to when Cornette ran Ohio Valley Wrestling when it was a WWE developmental territory. Below is Early's initial statement compiled from a series of tweets. Quote, I made a very vague post yesterday about at the Jim Cornette. In the face of current events, I feel I need to clarify and speak up. During my first year in the business, his wife, Stacy, attempted to groom me. She approached me via DM, sent me lewd photos I never asked for, implied protection from the Kentucky Commission, stating that he was a family friend, and told me she was going to fuck me, as if I didn't have any choice. My experience with them is tame compared to others, though when Jim was booking at OVW, if you wanted a contract or on his show, you had to perform sexual acts on his wife, many times with him watching. That's so believable.
I was thinking the same. Like, I could literally see Jim sitting there
with that
in
smile
the corner
and the tennis racket.
Yeah, and maybe with a Batman costume on. I don't know.
Bag of Wendy's nuggets.
Double cheeseburger, motherfucker.
This has happened for many, many people. A close friend of mine was groomed and basically brainwashed by them for years. When he finally escaped, Stacy went to great lengths not only to terrorize him, but to actively try to have other wrestlers physically assault him. I was one of them. She sent me pictures showing tires of his that she'd slashed and bragging about setting him up to lose his job, his apartment, even his car. All because he escaped an extremely toxic relationship and didn't want anything to do with them. Stacy bragged about being able to call the Kentucky Commission to give him targets. He was a family friend, and if she wanted, she could turn his attention to anyone licensed in the state to potentially hurt and sometimes even ruin their careers. Fuck you, Jim. Fuck you, Stacy. You are scum. Cornette apparently responded to the accusations today on Twitter, saying, "Hey, y'all." It's pretty much that.
I know, it is. That's what I was thinking. It's the same fucking thing.
Morning, all. I know that my name has to be involved in everything because it gets attention, but I'm too busy running a pizza parlor from the basement of my pedophile ring to make any Twitter goofs, and there's 700 fake accounts famous today. Helpful hint. I have been told that when you are faking screenshots of something that happened years ago, you shouldn't use the person's profile picture that's only been up a week and a half. It's the little things, but that's for the attorneys to discuss. Where he was immediately busted out saying, no, if the person still had those DMs, your current profile picture would show up in them.
And of course, Jim Cornette's the only one that can make a pedophile joke while defending rape accusations. Like, that's Cornette. He gives zero fucks.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, fuck you. We may or may not have raped you, but you know what? I'm just gonna make a little pedophile joke here, motherfucker. Yeah, this one. Out of you know what? Again, believe all of them until they're gone, but this one just seems very realistic.
It does.
Especially knowing the history of wrestling, knowing the history of Southern wrestling promotions.
I mean, Jim Cornette calls everybody cucks. Usually when you're something, you blame everybody else for that thing.
That's true, faggot.
Wow.
I hope everybody doesn't hate me for saying that word.
Happy
I'm trying
Pride
to make
Month.
a joke. Hello. I love gays because I am one. Obviously.
We did have that gym owner convinced we were a gay couple that one time. That was fun.
We did. That was
so good.
That was really good.
That was good.
So there you go. Jim Cornette, Sin. Fun stuff. But it's good. It's good to see a male perspective because a lot of times you get too focused on the female perspective. And again, in the wrestling business, it's super slanted against the woman and the female. But let's not forget that males also get abused, get degraded, and get assaulted both sexually, physically, mentally, everything. And on that, good friend of the show, hashtag IHOPTJP, TJ Perkins, posted his own hashtag Speaking Out story, which took place when he was 15 years old and just learning how to be a pro wrestler. He said that he was taken advantage of by an older female wrestler. Quote, I've always felt that double standard is wrong. On the flip side, I shared 2 stories last night with a loved one of myself at 15 being taken advantage of / pressured by older girls in wrestling who were 20, 22 at the time. Hard to share because men are expected to be proud of such things. What makes it tough in the other direction is guys are both expected to be proud of such things and also shamed for the sexist nature of being proud of such things. But it felt uncomfortable, nervous, empty, etc., as anyone would feel in the situation. Difficult to express. I definitely don't suggest it's 50-50 or anything, and I absolutely don't want to take any focus away from anyone who is sharing, regardless of their gender. There's obviously double standards existing both ways, and everyone's experiences are different and should be viewed individually. So he didn't necessarily call anyone out specifically, but it's good that he's keeping the story going and letting people know that, yes, it's also males. It's also underage males that are being taken advantage of from not only other male wrestlers, but women wrestlers as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough place because, you know, women say it's hard for them to be taken seriously, but I feel like if a man was to come out and say he was raped, I feel like the world would just laugh. You know what I mean?
Oh, the South Park episode. Nice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
I mean, that says it all right there. It's true. It's true, it's sad, and it 100% isn't as big of a problem as women being abused. 100%, not 100, 99% isn't as big of a problem. But it is an issue, and it's an issue that you and I aren't going to see that become one that's fought for in our lifetimes.
No.
It won't be. That's something that it's going to be way down the line.
And finally, UK-based wrestling promotion Progress Wrestling has issued a statement in regards to the allegations made against wrestlers on their roster, announcing that David Starr and Mark Paz Perry will no longer work with Progress, and that Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin, and Scotty Davis will be suspended indefinitely. They also stated that the tag team titles held by Devlin and Davis will be vacated. They also wrote, "We take these allegations extremely seriously. Those under suspension will have their situation reviewed periodically between now and events starting again. We continue to monitor and listening to the Speaking Out movement so that we can take appropriate action where it is necessary." Which, Is very much the opposite of what WWE did with Matt Riddle tonight.
Very much the opposite.
Opposite, not obvious. Blah, blah, blah.
I do find the wording odd. We will continue to monitor and listen to the speaking out movement so we can take appropriate action where necessary. How about whether they're called out on Twitter or not, just get rid of the fucking rapists and molesters?
Yeah.
Why do you have to pay
situation
attention to the
reviewed
movement?
periodically between now and events starting again. So basically, because events aren't happening now, it doesn't matter that they're working for you anyway, so they get to go sit on their couches, and once events start again, they're probably going to come back.
Yeah, it's
not very progressive progress.
Oh, Pasty, that was perfect. That's not very progressive progress.
That was halfway through hitting a bowl too. Fuck.
Oh,
got me all
God.
kinds of ways.
I don't care, man. You just nailed the line of the night. It's not that progressive progress. That's fucking awesome. Too true. Too true. I mean, it's good. It's good they're making some moves and following up, especially since 50% of their roster is called out. But even it's even their statement like just is worded like a man, I guess.
Yeah, yep, very much so. Yep.
How about we're just gonna look at everybody and anybody who's fucking raping people or molesting people are just gone.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be that difficult. And yes, you're not gonna know everybody that is or isn't, but at the same time, you're not gonna know none of them that are or aren't. Hello. You know.
Yeah.
You know. We've all worked
bring it up
places.
for them. You can tell by their reactions whether or not they're being honest or not.
Yeah.
In most
We've all
cases.
worked places, and you know the people that are half-assing it. You know the people that are coming in late. You know the people that are getting, going out for 3 or 4 smoke breaks when they're not supposed to. We all know those people. And maybe we don't all call them out, but...
Well, those people also aren't as bad as rapists.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't call them out, but they're also not rapists.
Yeah,
know those. I mean, they know a lot of the people that are doing those things. Mm-hmm. They hear water cooler talk.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, locker room stories, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of these women who've come out, their stories have already been bragged through many locker rooms.
Oh, 100. I'm telling you. With that, Pasty, I guess we move on to the actual Savage Sentinel. It's crazy that we've had a bigger speaking out Sentinel than we've had a Savage Sentinel in months.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's super fucking sad and depressing now that I just said that.
For next week, because I'm assuming it's going to be as much or more. So.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be more, but I'm assuming about the same amount. We'll find out, because like I said, we didn't even catch everybody from this week. We just caught the ones that we could actually put something out there.
Tyler Bates in that list of names.
Tyler the Master Bate.
Who else? I'm trying to think. There's a couple more.
There's
that
other
was like,
people.
Holy shit. Yeah.
So moving on to the Savage Sentinel, according to a statement,
Will Ospreay.
It's crazy that I couldn't find anything on Will Ospreay. Not a damn thing. Not even nothing mentioning. I seen a couple things like mentioning his name in a list of things.
Yeah.
But not a single thing about him. So
yeah, no, I'm gonna dig some more into that and see if I can find anything because
he might have just been mentioned because
he
was a UK wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But at least then, if he did do something, there's a perfectly good excuse for why I've never enjoyed him.
There you go.
I could just sense it.
But
he liked James Ellsworth. Shut up.
So then going from horrible news to just scary again horrible news. It's sad. According to a statement sent by WWE, an NXT developmental talent has reportedly tested positive for the coronavirus. The talent was last on site at WWE's training facility on Tuesday, June 9th. Since that time, no other individuals attended the facility have reported symptoms. That was actually during a TV taping. WWE noted that all talent, production crew, and employees on site at the training and production facilities will be tested for COVID-19 immediately to ensure the health and safety of the company's performers and staff. Meltzer mentioned the invited fans ringside
Yeah, that
Mostly
happened.
friends. Yeah, mostly just